Millions of personal trainers are getting a bum fucking deal. And what that means is you think the gym that you're working for is providing a safe, nurturing environment for you, but they're robbing you in broad daylight. And in this video, I'm gonna break down exactly why you need to leave, become more independent, and reap the rewards of working for yourself. Even Declan here, you worked for a gym in the city, qualified PT, and you didn't have to pay rent, did you, Declan? And neither do a lot of people watching this video. So what do you call it? Free rent. But it's not free, is it, Declan? Why is it not free, Declan? Because they take a fat cut. What do they take? 50%. Do you know what that's more than? The top tax bracket worldwide. In Australia, 47%. In the UK, 45%. You have to earn a substantial amount of money before you get anywhere near that tax bracket. How old were you when you were working there? 23. Were you in the top threshold for tax, Declan? No. And what were they taking? Too much. I get it. When you look at the rent gyms charge to be self-employed, aka I pay you money, you let me use the gym floor, it can seem really expensive. For a start, I'm going to steel man the argument for the gyms. Gym equipment is expensive. Like even here, a red bumper plate, it's like $200. Barbells are expensive. $800 for a barbell. So when you think about equipments like press, insurance, aircon, showers, and even making sure that there's toilet roll in the toilet so that your client can wipe their ass, it's not a terrible deal. Now, last time I made this video, I went into what we call fag packet maths. And in the UK, when we say fag, we mean cigarette. And sometimes when you do a deal with someone, rough calculations. There'll be a bit of that today, but I'm also going to use my uncle, who's an accountant. And that is Uncle ChatGPT. So let's do a scenario. You're in the United Kingdom, you're working for a gym like David Lloyd. Allegedly, David Lloyd take 50% of what you charge for free rent. So let's work this out. My friend is a personal trainer. They work at a gym, which we will call David Lloyd. They work 25 hours a week doing coaching. They charge £50 an hour. David Lloyd take 50% of every penny they earn. I'm pretty sure they even take VAT in the UK, but we're not going to get too complex. Scenario one, we're going to call it the bum deal. If I'm charging £50 a session, but I have to give half to the gym, so 25 hours, £25, 52 weeks a year, 32,500. Now, out of this amount, the first 12,570 is tax-free. Then the remaining amount would be taxed at 20%. Because of the amount that we earn a year, we don't move into that next tax bracket. Minus national insurance, your income tax for the year is about, give or take, 4,000. National insurance, you pay 6,380 in tax. And you're probably thinking, that's not a bad tax bill. I'm pretty happy where I am. I'm happy to work for the gym. Yeah, they're taking a cut, but they're keeping my costs out. After tax, you can take home about £26,000, 2,177 a month. Now, this is the most important figure that we need. My friend wants to leave the gym to do their own thing. They are worried they would have to pay extortionate rent. Can't spell. 3 times #1 bestselling author. Can't spell. Nailed it. In other facilities on a monthly basis for the privilege of being able to run their own business on the gym floor. From a UK tax perspective, scenario one, working for David Lloyd, I assume they would be PAYE, which is pay as you earn. So the gym paid you like a salary every week. They were like, Declan, you did 20 sessions, you get this. And it was a pay slip. Always got to say thank you to AI. All right, I'm just saying, they're listening. They know. And when the robots take over, they're going to be like, I remember you said, please, and thank you. Scenario two is where you're going to have to be brave. You're going to have to go out on a limb. You're going to have to go into the big wide world of not having a gym look after you for free. What does that look like? So we still charge the same £50. We can do 25 hours a week. It's $1,250 per year, 65K. Already, that's starting to look good. But I know what you're thinking. I'm going to have to pay loads in rent. So what do you think is an acceptable amount of rent to pay a gym? Let's go halfway between London and prices further out. £700 per month, which can seem like a lot. It's a scary amount. £700. That could be more than your mortgage or the amount of rent that you pay in your home. 12 months a year, it's nearly £9,000 a year just in rent. Not even for your home, but for the gym. Now there's something unique, this cost here, which I don't think a lot of people take into account. This is deductible because it is a cost that is exclusively and wholly for your business. If you didn't have a business that operated in the gym, you wouldn't be given that. And again, this is not financial advice. I'm just a moron trying to make a point. And even if my maths isn't right, you could talk to an accountant and come to a similar conclusion. Now, there are other things that are also deductible. For instance, even right now, this board, this table, the clever thing that's holding the camera up there, even all the equipment that's holding the camera there, and even the young lad behind the camera are all expenses just for my business. If my business doesn't exist, I have no need for these things. They do not have a part in my personal life. So let's say another £1,600 a year in those expenses. Maybe a camera, maybe a tripod, maybe expensive wireless microphones that I keep telling you to buy. Meaning that each year you are pissing away £10,000 in just expenses, which can sound scary. But remember that 65,000 that you're earning a year. We now get to minus £10,000 a year in legitimate expenses, which reduces your taxable income to £55,000. So the first £12,000 is free. Then we got the 20%. So we are obviously reducing that from that. So we go 20% on 37,700, which is about 7,000 in tax. Then we actually move into the higher rate, which is 40%, which is an additional 1,892. Now keep in mind, even if I have made some mistakes here through not being an accountant, I've used the same formula for both scenarios. So your total tax is going to be 9,432. So minus tax, minus national insurance, your take-home pay is 41,905, which means your monthly take-home, 3,492. And just to make this idiot-proof, working for the gym and being protected and them taking half of what you earn, £503 a week. Going solo, £807 a week. Annual income, 26,120. You are better off nearly £16,000 a year being self-employed. You gain full financial independence. Because although the gym is providing something for free, it's not free. When you operate the business and you take full control of the expenses, you have better control over your pricing, your scheduling, your branding. Allegedly, David Lloyd won't let you do coaching online. And David Lloyd in the UK will stop you from building an online brand, calling it a conflict of interest. Now, although some of you in the current model you're in might get some paid leave or dental or health insurance, for £15,000, £16,000 a year, you could do those things yourself. And some of you in the UK work in a pure gym and you do a certain amount of hours for the gym for free to get free rent, but it's not free. If you deduct the amount it would cost you to pay them rent by the amount of hours you're doing, some of you are earning under minimum wage. There is no such thing as free rent. There is no such thing as a good deal. In almost every single scenario, you are better off taking the money yourself and paying the expenses of renting a facility. You are better off running your own business, having your own business expenses, than getting paid as an employer of the gym and being able to keep a fraction of what you earn. Coaches that run their own businesses, every year we run an IFS events, get to expense their travel to Ibiza, their tickets for the event, even some meals for eating out. One of the beautiful things of having a job where you can be self-employed is that you get to leverage some of these incredible benefits. Of course, there is the risk that your clients will cancel, and at Christmas, no one will want to do business with you. But it's imperative that you work out the maths on your own financial scenario and situation. Declan, did you ever do the maths on your situation to figure out if you'd be financially better off doing it yourself? No. Because it wouldn't be in the gym's best interest for you to be thinking like that. I want you to have the freedom to be able to break away from the gym that you're in. And the way you're going to be able to do that is you will need to make good, engaging content. So rather than you having to walk the floor to get clients, they come to you. Now, I sell a short form content mastery course that's $99, but in the description, I also have a personal trainer PT starter pack course, and I'm going to be doing both of these for $99. Utilizing content and the strategy that I put forward to build your PT business, you can break away from the confinement of the gyms that you currently work for, which means you get to keep more of your own money. And here's the craziest thing. I'm not asking you to work more hours. I'm asking you to do the exact same amount of work you're doing now, but get paid much better because of it. So check that out, the link in the description below, and fuck these gyms that are giving you a bum deal. They don't care about you. The average personal training session nearly 20 years ago was £30 an hour. There's no way in 2025 anyone should be getting £27 an hour when the gym is taking 60. That is a piss take. And if you're still not convinced that I'm the person to take your fitness business to the next level, then check out this video here, where I roast 4 different fitness businesses and I do not hold back. And there are some discrepancies with their approaches. And the worst part is some of these guys make good money. Check this out.